Hey guys, welcome to Face to Face Gaming Podcast number 6. I'm Thompson.
I'm Alex.
I'm Brennan.
And joined,
Again?
especially from the internet, or sometimes guest.
Maya.
Hi Maya.
Excellent.
Hey.
Yay, I didn't screw up.
You did forget the date.
I was getting to it. We're recording this on September 15th, coming out on Friday the 20th, and stuff.
Stuff.
All right, so where do we want to start?
Well, we could start with what we've been playing lately.
That's, I suppose, the typical solution
That's
for
the
this
quickest
problem.
and easiest way. Arma 3 came out on Wednesday?
Release? Or...
Release.
Oh,
It's
Release, like real release, yeah.
Yeah, it's out, and the gameplay's been really good for a long time, because I've been playing the beta, I played the alpha, and everything's been pretty tight, especially for an alpha. But the gameplay is still a little bit, well, not a little bit, it's a lot centered on the community, because there's no campaign.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're going to release it episodically, so the next one coming out, the first one's coming out in October, and then so on and so forth. There's 3 different chunks of it.
The ball.
What are you doing?
Sorry, continue.
All right. Anyway, so as such, there's only whatever you can find for the community, which is not bad. The community levels that I've played or seen anyway so far have been at least interesting, if not well built and with different sound.
Interesting, if not good.
Well, I mean, considering it's community built, I don't have terribly a lot of faith in the community when it comes to stuff like that.
Dude, really?
Really?
It's not my thing. I like a professionally built game. That's just
Okay.
Yeah.
Steamworks would like to have a word with you, sir.
I'm gonna put like a little tab, a little post-it on that comment, and we can come back to it when I speak.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, I mean, I have seen great things. I have seen great things before, like Little Big Planet. I've seen stuff along those lines. Amazing mods, which have in turn become great games. But it's like, okay, go and shoot all the dudes, and then you die, and then it's like crappy. I don't know.
It's almost like it's a first-person multiplayer shooter.
Almost. Yes, my really long beard hair.
Do you just have one in there?
Thank you for pointing
There's
out
just
the one.
one. That's, yeah, okay, it's bugging me. I'm going to stop looking at you.
Oh, that's really gross. I'm glad that we're recording this visually so that we got the visual. That's disgusting.
If there's
Everything
anything I
that's
can
happening
do,
right now.
if there's
I
anything
like
I
your
can do
beard
is
hair
do
when
that.
it's attached to your face, and then instantaneously, as soon as Alex starts flossing his teeth with it.
Oh God! What the fuck, dude? Well,
Good whiskey.
I'm out.
Okay, yeah, I
Like
think we're
this.
done here. That was our podcast. Thanks for watching.
Well,
Yeah.
the last time I didn't wash my hands and,
yeah, that's true. But that was extraordinarily disgusting.
but plaque
So
free.
Arma 3.
Yes.
3. Incognita, started playing a little bit of that.
Good stuff.
Didn't get too far in it just because
There's not a lot to get into yet.
Yeah. And I started playing Fez for the first time. I hadn't played it, and I should probably be publicly shamed for it.
And no, not really. Granted, it did take like 2 years to come out, but your initial response?
Amazing. I love it.
Cool.
I absolutely in love with that game. Fina and I started playing it last night, and I installed it. I told her that I wanted to play it, and just go through the motions. And she's like, "Oh, okay, I'll check it out." And then we played it until 11:30. It was like our evening activity. Instead of like watching movies on Netflix or something, we just went through.
It's a really good game to play with someone else.
And it was a great time. That game is fantastic. So
You don't have to worry about too much public shaming because I haven't played it either. So
You played like 3 games.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really good at them though.
That's fair.
but you see,
You play those 3 games a lot.
that's the thing. I'm supposed to have this indie cred, and
Oh, whatever.
but
We can talk about indie cred later. Jesus Christ, yeah, it's not a thing.
no, totally not. But whatever. Anyway, then I don't know. I
we
spent this morning playing Dive Kick online, and it's
Dive
actually,
Kick?
Yeah, online. It's really good online. Shockingly.
Dive Kick in general is a good game.
Oh,
I'm
it's
just so incredibly bad at it.
I think that's part of the charm is the fact that everybody sucks.
Yeah.
It's impossible to to be an expert at it.
I don't know about that. There's still a skill ceiling.
Oh, there is, but it's more foggy than it is clear with something like Street Fighter.
Well, it's Okay, I can see where you're coming from, but I've seen really good people play dive kick,
Yeah.
and it is certainly a lot different than watching us go at it.
Yeah, that's true. But still, either way, it's a lot of fun to play online. I don't like playing fighting games online just for the simple fact that lag becomes such a big issue.
Yeah.
And it kind of was, but who cares with that game? It just it doesn't matter. It's just you're playing dive kick. It's fun. It's goofy. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And there's a whole bunch of screaming about random shit that's so entertaining.
It's like my experience with dive kick was playing it Monday night of PAX in a hotel room with a bunch of other people, and it was me playing and people yelling dive and kick. Like, I'm not even just all day. They were just like dive, kick, and I was like, I don't know which one's which.
Yeah.
That's what I do while playing that game. Make that noise and do this. This is also never mind.
But yeah, I mean, the fact that the controls are easy enough to pick up like that.
There's 2 buttons.
Exactly.
No, it's just it. Like,
it's beautiful.
No.
It's beautiful in its simplicity, and I can't stop talking about it.
But you're about to.
I'm about to, because that's about it for now.
Okay. How about you, Brennan?
I'm still playing Final Fantasy and Dota. That's pretty much all I got.
Final Fantasy 14
Yeah.
on PS3.
No, on computer.
I think I might buy it on PS3. I've never played an MMO on a console, and I think I might just do it.
I've heard talk of that the UI is designed with that in mind, so it's actually not nearly as terrible as you'd think it would
I might
be.
do it.
Well, it worked out well in with Final Fantasy 11 when they released that. Like, they had both.
Yeah, but that was like PS2.
Yeah, well, it's still same
Who the
idea.
hell had broadband?
Yeah, that was over broadband. Like, it was. I had dial-up at that point, and so I mean, it's an entirely different experience now. I've heard, so I might just try it. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
It's a fun game, and
What?
they've
What else are you
managed. What's that?
What else are you playing?
Dota. I play a lot of
Dota
Dota.
2.
Yes, Dota 2.
Dota 2.
So what, you haven't been playing League at all?
Not really.
Really?
Yeah, I go on League because I see a message that says if you stop playing, your points are going to degrade. So I go, I don't want my points to degrade, and then I go and lose a match, and then I continue on my merry way.
Thanks, Maya. Just making our life easier for later.
Well, he's talking about LOL. I just don't fucking care.
Yep.
And I just
It's like, we were talking about Dota 2, and then suddenly we were talking about LOL, and I just lost all interest.
This is how gaming podcasts work these days. There's one guy that plays one of those games, and everybody else just tries to pretend or feign interest for a couple of minutes.
I don't really play. The only reason I really play League anymore is because of the people that I played it with.
Yeah.
It's entertaining screaming at each other over the internet.
I mean, I would like to think, did you guys ever listen to Podtoid? I would like to think that maybe Brennan is like Brennan might be the Submit of Podtoid, because all Submit ever did was talk about sports games. Everybody else would talk about, Jim and Anthony and Lenny and everybody else would talk about, games, and then Submit would come in and talk about sports. But I actually don't think you're the Submit of this podcast at all. I think I am, because when we get to me, all I'll do is talk about Nintendo.
Well, no, actually, what you will be is the console player among us, unfortunately.
I am the console player. It's true. That is very true.
Oh, and she's gone.
Is she?
Specifically,
Hey,
Wii U
she's
and
almost back.
3DS player.
Casual scum, all of it.
Lag.
Did we just get called scum?
I don't know.
No. Well, yes, actually, you did say all of you. So.
I'm scum.
Well,
I'm casual scum. Yeah.
I enjoy LucasArts adventure games. Sure, I'll be scum. Anybody else get that joke?
No.
Nope.
No.
Okay. If you ever played Sam & Max or The Dig or
Sadly, no.
okay, those were all built in the Scum engine. Two M's. Okay. Yep.
Get it?
Guess I'm a nerd. So Dota, Final Fantasy, anything you want to say about those in particular?
Well, they did finally fix Final Fantasies. You can actually create characters on all the servers now.
You can actually play in North
Yeah.
America?
Well, I can, but now I don't want to create a new character because my guy on the Japanese server is already level 20.
And God knows there's probably a big enough North American contingent of
Oh,
players there.
there's so many expats. The amount of people that are over there specifically because they couldn't create a character on the North American servers is huge. So, whatever.
Hopefully by the time you pick that up, Maya, that'll be fixed.
No, you should be able to create one on a North American server.
Yeah, I can. Also, Am I lagging?
You were.
You were a
yes.
little bit, yeah.
Okay, I think it just fixed itself on your end too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Oh yeah, it just fixed itself. Wow, that was amazing. Okay, good. As soon as I asked, it fixed. Anyway, ignore me. No one else has watched Venture Brothers, so whatever. But anyway,
I can't remember it. I'm sorry.
Someone want this baby.
Are you, or is that you next?
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. I can go
Yes.
next. I got 4 games that I've touched to various touched. I don't know if I want to touch
touched games.
I spent a lot of time alone in my room. What can I say?
I've been touched by games. I don't know if that's the same.
No, there's actually one very important word that you've included there that I didn't.
By?
Yes.
Okay.
It changes the context entirely. First one, I guess, is Incognita. They finally put that in the early Steam early release or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, early access.
Green light?
Early access.
No,
yeah.
it's early access.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
early.
not even Greenlight yet.
No, no,
Okay.
and it's good. It's what I played at PAX. So I got to play it slightly better this time when I could take my time and figure out what the hell I was doing, read the tooltips. It's still fun. Still looks like it's going to be pretty good. Still way too early to tell for sure. But I already bought it, so what the hell do I care?
Yeah. Well, it's in an alpha stage. It'll get
Yeah.
better.
Speaking of alpha stages, the next one was Sir, You Are Being Hunted.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that one.
It's a fantastic little procedurally generated. Oh, basically, you are in the English countryside being stalked by robots
Yeah, and robot dogs.
and robot dogs. The robots are very dapper and
Very dapper. Do
that
they
they-
have monocles?
But are
Yes.
the dogs
Awesome.
playable characters?
I'm
No,
game for
unfortunately.
Any I'm cool any game that has robots with monocles.
yeah. Unfortunately, the dogs are. I don't know. They've got that weird jagged lower jaw that always makes me think of orcs from 40K or 40K, but whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
and no, it's good. Exactly. It's good. It's fun. It is only pre-release, so the download was like 200 megs, which was
Really?
strangely
Wow.
I don't know. It's weird to see a game that low and then play it and have it be that awesome.
Yeah.
No, it was good. Basically, the premise is you are, as the result of some terrible experiment gone awry, you are stranded in the English countryside trying to find basically artifacts or pieces of the device that you need to return to a central location.
I see.
In order to get yourself off that, there's 5 different islands you need to cover in order to get all these on. And they're all basically infested with these dapper English robot hunting parties.
Nice.
No, it's good. It's fun.
It looks like a lot of fun. Because that's Jim Rossignol, or whatever his name is, from Rock, Paper, Shotgun that did that.
Yeah, it's being done. The studio technically is Big Robots.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe I don't know how to pronounce his last name. But yeah,
Yeah.
that guy.
That awesome dude.
Yeah. So yeah, it was fun. I
I want
only
to play it. I want to play it a lot.
well, we can touch upon how that might work later. But my other game was I'm still slowly going through Saints Row 4 and Mute Your Bloody Phone.
All of your phones went off because I tweeted about all.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Maya.
Mine's on vibrate.
Mine was also on
My
vibrate.
fault that you guys suck at being professional on a podcast.
I didn't mute my Nexus.
Fucking phone.
I muted my phone. I didn't mute my Nexus. Man, these levels are all over the fucking place.
Yeah, they really are. Okay.
This might be a problem later. I don't know, Thompson. That'll be your problem. Anyway, Saints Row 4. We all know what it is.
Jealous.
We all have various opinions of it. God damn it! Silent mode.
There you go.
I get 2 emails and a tweet notification every time somebody ats me.
Long distance high five.
Oh wow, that's a perfect place for it to lag.
Yeah.
Flag on my face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
like-
your hand extended perfectly. I don't know. Saints Row 4. It's fun. It's quirky. It's stupid. It's awesome.
It's Saints Row.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's Saints
run
Row
around-
more.
Yeah, run around, hurling things and blowing stuff up.
And dubstep guns.
And
Yes.
honestly, yeah, that is my go-to weapon. I've
Yeah.
maxed it out, and yeah, it's weird in that the combat is. They finally realized that combat in a lot of open world games isn't that much fun, so they just decided to make you as overpowered as humanly possible.
Beautiful.
In Saints Row?
Yeah.
Yeah. That game was designed perfectly for just fun.
Oh, there's
Like
no... You can't be serious in that game.
Yeah, no, and that's just it, is that you're not supposed to be serious in it. You're supposed to, honestly, well, the first two maybe, yeah. And this one you're supposed to just have loads of fun, and they've just engineered it perfectly for that.
Yeah.
They figured out the fucking formula. It's unbelievable.
Well, the formula, as near as I can tell, is that they figured
No, you
out
still can't just
all
put
the
buildings.
parts that.
It's
Sorry.
not EDF. It's not fucking Earth Defense Force. So I mean, have you guys played Earth Defense Force?
No.
That's you are little dude, giant bugs, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Red Faction Building.
Okay, if you're gonna converse with him, you should really give him a shot so we can actually
Sorry,
hear
I know.
him.
No, I won't. But I can't because I'm not wearing any pants. So if I try, then it won't work. Because then I've announced to the world that I'm not wearing pants.
We can fix it in post. We could literally fix it in post.
Don't
We could just
fix
put
that in
post on.
post.
We
It's
could just
fine.
pants on you in post.
Fine. You could just paste pants. Thompson would have to spend hours just like creating pants on me, like Funimation did with Vegeta when he woke up in the desert.
I could do it. I could do it.
You could, and you might. Yeah, anyway, bad joke is bad.
Yeah.
Where the fuck was I going? Oh, right, Saints Row 4.
Yeah.
I think what they realized is they figured out all the parts of, say, like a GTA game that aren't fun, namely the combat and the traversal, and then just made them as stupidly amusing as humanly possible. That's the Millennium Falcon.
A beautiful one.
It was in my way. I was trying to lean, and now.
Fair enough.
You just put wherever. It's right next to Appa.
Yes, this is the weirdest crossover fanfic in the world. You know, just
Millennium Falcon and Appa flying side by side through space. Perfect.
somebody do that, please.
I'm sure
Appa
it
can do
has.
the fucking Kessel Run in
Less than
anyway.
12 parsecs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was like trying to come up with a better.
They don't really do distance in. Anyway.
Yeah.
Saints Row, yeah, basically they just nuked the combat and traversal in order. They just tried to make that as fun as humanly possible rather than, realistic or.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing with an open world game like that. It's as fun as getting around in the world. Like if
Yeah, no, literally.
Yeah.
Saints Row 4 is the most fun traversal I've had in any open world game.
3 was amazing, so I can only imagine how 4
Well,
was.
3 was amazing, but the cars were
Yeah.
still annoying as shit.
Yeah, but the fact is, like, you walk up to a car, say in Grand Theft Auto.
You can say that.
You can go and bash the window, and then you have to get in, and whatever.
No, we were just saying that it felt like DLC.
The whole aspect of the game felt like an expansion pack was turned into a whole game.
Well, in a lot of ways, the rumor is that is the.
Hi!
Hey, introduce yourself.
There I'm Taka from Teamfourstar, and I was dressed up as Loki from the Avengers during PAX Prime.
You were. I saw you. It was
My
pretty
hair's
awesome.
in the shot.
Your awesome hair. Hi, awesome hair.
Yeah, Andrew Ferguson, I think, had some nice pictures of you.
Oh yeah, my hair. Yeah, it's true.
Also that. Jesus.
The big thing about Saints Row the 4 from anyone who's played it, because I had personally not played. I looked at the trailers. I'm like, this looks like it was all a dream the whole time DLC for number 3, and it feels like let's expand on this and make it the 4th game rather than actually.
In a lot of ways, yeah, that could be considered to be true. I mean, the rumor is that the original Enter the Dominatrix DLC pack was the basis for Saints Row 4. But I can say, having put in, a dozen hours or whatever at this point, it is not an unrealized game. It is fully fleshed out.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I guess one of the biggest issues I think people are having with it is it was released so soon after 3, like a year and a bit.
Yeah.
And when people, I mean, don't get me wrong, they didn't need to really change the city at all. They just kept the city the same, made some cosmetic changes to it.
Yeah, it is basically just new textures.
And then I guess you look how much time went into planning and mapping out GTA 5. I guess people just pulled the comparison between the two, and Rockstar has done a really good PR campaign for GTA 5. But so far, like they and the whole online launch was brilliant, and then that got everyone's 14-year-old boy inside them so giddy.
The 14-year-old boy inside of me got wet. Like it was like intense. It was intense.
No, but
Good face. That's a gift. That was a gift.
that's my thoughts on Saint Row the 4.
No, fair enough.
No, that's good.
Well, yeah, it had been rumored that the reason it came out so fast is because it was THQ trying desperately to put something out that'll make some money before they go.
No, because they were fucked. They got fucked. So
Super fucked.
Or they fucked themselves.
Fucking was done.
Yeah.
Everyone was screwing around in that scenario.
Yeah.
I'm actually really upset about the one big thing about that was because the Stick of Truth is now in development hell and is yet to be released and looks like an amazing RPG.
Oh yeah, the Saints, not the Saints, or the South Park game.
The South Park
Yeah.
game,
It looks like a South Park game. It seamlessly switches in between that and Final Fantasy Combat. I'm like, this is like when I was 14, 15, that's exactly the kind of game I wanted.
Yeah, no, me too. For
Yeah,
sure.
instead you got the shooter.
Or Postal.
It's still
I've never played
it is in production.
Yeah.
It's all done. They're just waiting
Yeah.
to release it.
So it's a thing that'll still happen.
I don't know. From all the journalists I've heard who've played it have said great things about it. Apparently, it's pretty damn good.
It's written by them, voiced by them. It's like, and that was the big thing. If they were to do a game, they wanted to make sure it was done properly.
I think they spent way too much time making it too, and they probably dedicated well, you know that, like Trey Parker and Matt Stone tend to do everything put way too much work into things. Like they're just kind of workaholics.
Well, they are like that. And
They are beholden to nobody.
If I was them, I'd be pissed right now. Like, we had this game done 2 years ago. Can we please release it? Because they did a big promo thing at E3 2 years ago.
2 years
about
ago,
it.
yeah.
And I'm just like, it still isn't out though. Still isn't out.
I don't think this is a Duke Nukem Forever situation. I think it will be out inside the next 12 months.
But who owns
Duke
it?
Nukem Forever is the worst example.
Don't never make that.
Never make it Forever. It's just the worst
It's
game.
so funny. I actually I got to meet John St. John, who played Duke Nukem, and my friend went up to him, "Your game's a piece of shit," and he's like, "I know." No one could be. I know. It's no. There's no.
There's
way.
no defense
That's
for
not
that
objectively
game.
bad. That is bad.
Well, there's a lot of defenses for that game. It's just you don't know who to blame.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, the list is long and arduous.
It's 12 years or whatever worth of
14.
developers. 14? Yeah.
They threw away all of the work that 3D Realms did. And they rebuilt
Oh
it
yeah,
back.
totally.
Well, once Gearbox got a hold of it, I think, well, fuck. I mean, how the hell? Who knows who did what in that game? I mean, you can actually literally map the development cycle by what games they were ripping off.
Yeah, pretty much.
I-
Also, rape jokes.
Also, yeah, rape jokes.
Just
Good
the unnecessary ones that aren't funny. You're like, oh no.
As opposed to all the necessary ones that are funny.
Well, no. There's
You can do tasteful jokes.
you can do tasteful jokes that aren't about rape victims. Yes.
Yes, those are called jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
the last game I've been playing.
I was gonna say, quick transition to anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have been playing. Okay, I'm gonna take the camera.
Okay, sure.
Oh,
Last one.
He's dead. He's dead. If he's not on camera, he's dead. You can still see him.
I miss you.
I'm coming back up here. But no. So the games that I've been playing again, as always, because I'm the dirty, awful, scummy, casual gamer of the group. I have been playing Rayman fucking Legends.
Which I hear is absolutely amazing.
Which
It's amazing.
Wii U?
It's funny because I saw some people on Twitter, like Arthur Dees was saying like it's okay, and I have to wonder if he's playing on the Wii U with more than one person because here is the first example, in my opinion, of a Wii U game. And when they demoed it like 2 years ago, like not the past PAX, but the PAX before, I got really excited about it because it looked like it was finally the Wii U would finally have something that would use the gamepad in an interesting way and that would like take advantage of all the mechanics, like the physical, meta mechanics of something like the Wii U versus like just in-game stuff. And holy shit, the sound design in that game blew me away. And I basically it was just like a bunch of people at Indie House Vancouver, and we put it in, and it was late at night. And there were like 6 of us in the room and only 3 of us playing it, or I think only 2 of us playing it at any given moment, and everybody else just going, ooh, ah. So pretty.
Sound design is always an overlooked aspect.
The sound design is so detailed and so, they put so much heart and soul into it, and thusly it just comes across, and you just soak it up. There's nothing you can do. It's an experience of a game as well as a fun game to play, right? Destination Tale, yeah, same thing. And that's another. We should talk about that one afterwards. That's a really good one as well. But yeah. So basically, I have been exclusively playing because last time we talked and I was here, I was like Animal Crossing and Pikmin, and like here I am. Yeah, here I am just talking. And the truth is that like some casual games like Pikmin, it's funny. I was talking to someone who was saying that Pikmin. They can't play Pikmin because it's too competitive. And
Really?
a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't realize how stressful Pikmin can be because it's a game of extreme micro. Like you are choosing with precision a place to put one person and then have them most efficiently do a job, right? And that's actually really difficult to do. I compare it to StarCraft, and I'm going to get lots of hate for doing that.
Micro is micro.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, macro. And I watch a lot of StarCraft, and I used to play back in the day, and I love StarCraft 2. But I find myself having the same frustrations where I'm like, oh, I didn't place that one Pikmin in the right place, and then at the beginning of starting Terran, you just didn't get your workers out in the exact pattern that they need to be on your minerals, right? Yeah, and your build's fucked. But
15 seconds behind, nothing else matters. It's over.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore. Just GG the game and quit. Fuck it. But so I find myself with something like Rayman Legends really enjoying the co-op as opposed to the versus, and the idea that there's two of you really working together. Like the gamepad is used for anybody who doesn't know watching. The gamepad is used in a way that so you switch. You've got two characters on the screen, or four characters on the screen, but two characters on the screen going, and every now and then you can tap out and switch to the gamepad. And then it's my job on the gamepad to move platforms and kill enemies so that another person can get through an obstacle course, right? And what we found was happening instantaneously was let's say Matt was playing on the screen and I was on the gamepad, he would jump with a leap of faith before I had even noted or could even see the platform, and would just know that by the time he got down, I would pull the platform over to catch him, right? That's amazing.
Wow.
That's co-op in a way that not many games have ever done.
Unlike the new Super Mario game.
Yeah, the new Super Mario game is all the new Super Mario games are about trolling each other.
Oh, totally. Absolutely.
Yeah, the destroy relationship, destroy friendship games. I think Rayman Legends might be the first game that will bond couples as opposed to destroy them. I think that, and also I can see myself getting my aunt who's never played a video game in her life. I could hand her that gamepad and she would enjoy playing it. It's the touch screen. It's really inclusive. It's a lot of fun for kids playing with adults because we're now of the generation where we're having children and 5-year-olds want to be able to play with their parents who are huge gamers, right?
Yeah.
And I think a game like this, and a friend of mine said that he could get his dad to play, and his dad's never played the game, and I was like, that's beautiful.
Absolutely.
That's so beautiful.
Yep.
And the Wii U is such an underused, underrated console, and I think it has the power to do so much more of that.
It's very tragic.
So it is tragic.
So the launch of it was very mishandled. Nintendo will never forgive the industry for it either.
Yeah.
It was misreported that it was just a controller. Everyone, and that's the biggest problem. And Nintendo was livid.
Yeah.
It was all misreported because of that. It hurt its launch completely.
Mm-hmm. I also, and this is I come from a place of not marketing, and the marketing I do is of people, not of products. So I'm not, I can't speak to this. However, having said that, I'll say the 8-month launch window was a really bad idea.
Yeah, really
The idea that they were our launch window is from October to May, and you're like,
how long have people been developing games for this? Not long.
Not long, and you're like, oh. So I think the Wii U unfortunately got a really bad start, and I'm hoping that next year it'll take off a little bit better. Next weekend, I am more excited than I have been for a game. I'm as excited for Wind Waker HD as I was for Wind Waker.
Wow.
You have expressed great joy on Twitter about that, yeah.
I didn't. I'm the type of person that does not expose myself to previews, or I don't expose myself to trailers or previews or screenshots of things. I tend to really enjoy letting that happen on its own. And I, 2 days ago, decided, I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to look up a screenshot of Wind Waker, and I was drooling. I was just sitting at the computer being like, are you kidding me? This is beautiful.
Are you tagged definition?
But yeah, I'm very, very excited for Wind Waker. So it's going to be my next big game. Otherwise, Ni no Kuni still.
Yeah.
And we talked about last time how I fucked it up, and I probably need to restart. So that's okay, though. I'm alright with that. And Final Fantasy IX?
Which
I'm going back and playing, which is exciting.
I found my strategy guide for that a couple of weeks ago. If you
cool.
want it,
I have a copy of 9 somewhere in this house.
it's in that cabinet right there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I went out one day because I didn't own any of them, and I bought 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah. I mean, I've played and beat 3 out of 4 of those.
Really?
But,
Which
yeah.
one haven't you beaten?
7, 8, 9, and 10. Beat 7, beat 8, beat... No, actually, sorry, I beat all those. I basically, 10 was the last real Final Fantasy I played, or to any real degree.
Well, 10 was pretty good. It
Yeah.
wasn't bad.
I would argue 10
No.
was the last.
I would argue also 10 was probably the last Final Fantasy. I
Underwater
pre-ordered
soccer.
12 and never played it. I mean, I played
Blitzball
it.
was awesome.
I like Star Wars.
You like Star Wars?
No, that's what.
Oh, I know. Final Fantasy 12 was Star Wars. Like, at the opening, I started playing, and I was like, this
The whole-
feels like
The whole,
Star
The
Wars.
whole plot was Star Wars.
Yeah, so whatever.
No, I mean, a lot of plots are Star Wars. Star Wars is not the most.
Star Wars was not an original story, so
What's that thing called? The Hero's Quest or the
yeah.
Hero's
Aragon
Journey?
was the best Star
It was
Wars.
just
It was
Star
Star Wars. It's so
I
true.
was Star Wars in the fantasy.
When's the last time anybody thought about Aragon?
We just forgot that because the movie was so bad.
It was a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aragon? Oh, they butchered
It was-
it.
Didn't even know. I was
It was
like
so
20.
bad.
I was like 22 when the books came out, and I think
The movie didn't do it justice in any way, shape, or form. It was a pretty big bomb at the box
my
office.
father's obsessed with those books. He thinks they're great.
Just don't read Star Wars.
He also loves Star Wars.
No, literally.
He named me after Tolkien characters. He loves anything that has a sci-fi/fantasy love to it.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, that was a hell of a rant.
Well, I did talk about what I played. So.
No, you did in great detail and great depth.
And awesome. That was good.
I don't know where to go from there.
Tacos. Tacos are great. What do you guys think about tacos?
I had tacos last night.
Or tacos. PAX or
I think
tacos.
Alex and I could talk a little bit about PAX and our
Yeah.
experience there.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think neither one of us has spoken about like what booths we went to or our experience there, so that's kind of cool.
Obviously, you did not watch the last podcast.
Well, no, I mean together.
Oh, yeah, no, we have not done anything of the nature together, no.
Well, I mean, you did talk about Towerfall, so that's
Well, no, the last podcast I went into my top 5 games or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, sure. No, we can start off with the PAX. Perhaps another side of PAX than what we covered last week.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, I mean,
Make it rain.
you didn't have a lot of time to play games, though, Maya. So, did you?
No, I think it's really interesting to me to talk about PAX because I talk about it from a worker's perspective. And for the
Indeed.
past 5 years, I've been working PAX, whether it be press or booth work. And yeah, booth babe, I wish. And so it's funny. The life of someone working a booth is what I would love to do. And this is sort of a side note, is a photo like essay of PAX, where it's for every photo you get of someone like interacting with a fan or being really lively, you get them on their break, like sitting like this. So, you know, like 5 minutes later, just exhausted out of our brains because we've all been up since 5 a.m. And we will be up until, you know, midnight, 1 a.m. because we have to go to these after party things. Not that those are the best part, right? But like,
Yeah.
but like just the fact that we work our asses off and enforcers are there, you know, 20 hours out of the day and they're just busting their butts to attempt to like make it a cool place for everybody. And I think a lot of attendees just don't know that. They're oblivious to the fact that how much hard work goes into it.
Yeah, honestly, were it not for the fact that I was, you know, interacting with you to some degree there, I have no idea to the degree to which everybody is just getting ground to.
Well, you know, and then you go to the indie booths and there's really just that one person there. You're like, oh, I get to meet the creator, and they're really nice to you, and they want to interact with you, and they have seen 60,000 people, you know, like a day. And that's amazing. I have so much respect. Like, my job is easy, I think, where I teach people. I have a shift. I make a shift for myself. Well, and I know that, like, I was working sort of multiple booths, but I'm able to handle that because I know what I'm walking into. And I watch indie developers and other developers walk in and not know what they're walking into and then spend 12 hours on the floor shaking hands and marketing themselves and getting every sickness, like being, you know, everybody's patient zero at PAX. And like it's super intimidating in retrospect, which is like, it's funny because when you're in it you don't even know you're in it, and then afterwards you look back on it and you have this hindsight of like never again, and you get looped into it every single year because you can't say no to it, right? So it's amazing. But I would love to do that. I would love to have some to show the general public what it is to put on something of this magnitude, and to make everybody, you know, appreciate a little bit more maybe the intense work that goes into it.
Especially the visual spectacle spectacle that it is.
Yeah, it is a visual spectacle. Taka saying it's a visual. It is. It's just this intense. Everybody works together to make this visual spectacle, except for Cards Against Humanity, who worked against everybody else.
The big black box.
The big black box of PAX. If you weren't at PAX, I'll explain it really quickly. Basically, during setup, Cards Against Humanity started setting up a booth that was a Cards Against Humanity booth, so it was a big black box. And they built it up, and I came over, like I was right next to them, and we were talking the whole time, and I came over, and I was like, oh, that's awesome, it looks like a big box. And then I hear from behind me, so we're going 8 feet higher. They just built this monolith of a box all the way up to the ceiling of PAX and took over the entire sky bridge. Like, if anybody thought they were going to get any visual recognition on the sky bridge, they were wrong, because Cards Against Humanity was just right in the middle.
There's two
of it all.
thin strips around the wall, and the rest is basically just cards.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
really a big fan of that in what was it? What's that one movie? One with the giant.
2001
Space Odyssey? You know, Kubrick?
Yeah, 2001
The
Space
obelisk?
Odyssey. Sorry, Kurt had a good joke going there, and then he fucked it up.
I tripped halfway.
But yes, I like the Cards Against Humanity booth in 2001 Space Odyssey. I think that was their best cameo so far. Yeah, exactly. So.
I can't imagine how much they had to pay Kubrick for that.
Max and Kubrick are like this, right? So.
Totally. Yeah.
But no, I think that Alex and I had, and it was really cool to watch you watch me. Like at some point, I got to watch you look at me and be like, "You're tired," and I was like, "I'm not tired," and you were like, "You're tired," and I was like, "I'm fine. Everything's fine." I'm like crying.
Just emotional stress from just being awake from 20 hours.
It is. You're emotionally compromised, hugely so.
No, after about the first 36 hours, every nerve is raw.
Oh, I can imagine.
And then I say that as a man who wasn't really being, stressed to any real degree, at least as far as work went.
Yeah.
So
it's amazing to me that we as a community have the ability to put 60 to 70,000 introverts in the same room together.
And not have it just.
Well, no, not only does it not explode, but it also, we underestimate the fact that we're all introverts and need time to recharge, and none of us gets it.
No.
Actually,
Adding that extra day this year, right, making it 4 days long, meant that all of us burned out. I think everybody I know that can identify as an introvert burned out.
Yeah, I cannot think of anybody who was there for 4 days that I interacted with was not just the most haggard human being in existence on day 4.
One person. I will plug his Twitter at Frequent Beef. It's Frequent Beef. Is the best enforcer / organizer / this year he was Cards Against Humanity booth. He can go forever and never burn out, and is the most organized person. If you ever need someone to organize things, that man is the safest space, the most genuine human being, and will just apparently is made of Energizer Bunny, because he could just fucking go forever. So yeah, that's the one person, and I interacted with thousands of people at PAX, and so one out of 10,000 is, I don't know, not a very good.
No, that's
He's the only one that didn't burn out.
he is a bit of an outlier, let's say.
Yeah.
and you said it's frequent beef?
Frequent Beef, yeah.
That's excellent.
It is an excellent Twitter handle. Excellent.
That's my porn name.
It's my porn name.
Frequent beef.
This has explained a lot of very confusing porn IMDb searches for me.
Frequent pork. My bad. Yeah, no, I didn't choose pork because I'm half Jew.
Well, there you go. True story.
PAX was. I don't know what that meant. No, PAX was a hell of a thing. Do we want to perhaps discuss anything else about it?
I can talk a little bit about. Well, I think it's an entirely different conversation.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
I think I would love to do with you guys and with some other people a cast specifically on. We can market it as such. Experiences at PAX that are not of a safe space.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way I'm going to word it, because it's not about who harassed who or really, any target group of people that experiences more harassment than anyone else. But it's really, we should do
But the existence of it itself.
On how we experience a safe space and how we also do not experience a safe space, and whether we can work together to make better things happen at these types of places. So.
I think we have to.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. To touch briefly upon that thing I wrote a couple of days ago. Yeah. It was it was difficult finding a position to speak from when you yourself are not being. I'm a white, probably straight guy who isn't really a main target for harassment there.
As Anthony Birch has said so succinctly, you are a non-practicing bisexual.
That might be actually, yeah.
That was like the best description of everyone in the world.
No kidding.
Every straight person is a non-practicing bisexual.
It's true.
Excellent. Yes, I think I will use that. Before now, I've been going for what was it? A sexual theist or deist rather.
Yes,
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, being that I guess, for lack of a better term, means that I wasn't, in a position to comment firsthand on
You're
a lot
the
of
majority.
things.
The great majority.
so.
As are the two of us,
I think that this is exactly the type of thing I want to talk about. And again, we will touch on it right now, but as a teaser, I think that you are not the majority, and you do have a place to speak about it firsthand, because the more people we get talking about it from that perspective, the more likely we are to eventually be included in the majority, which is like would be a good thing.
Yes.
I'm not saying it's a good thing right now, but I think the more people talking about it who don't experience those things, the better we will be for the people who are experiencing it. And that's where we are right now, where people like you, not to like people like your people,
What do you mean,
feel
your
as
people?
though
What do you mean, your
they
people?
can't talk about it. Also, they can't talk about it because A, they're not legitimate, their opinions aren't legitimate, and B, they will never be accepted by the community who is being marginalized. And I want to get out of that. I want more people to talk about it, and I want more people who have the privilege of feeling safe talking about how people aren't safe, because that's what I need. I need that. That's the only way I'll ever be safe.
People are supposed to check this.
Check their privilege. Check it. I don't use that anymore. I'm done with that. I'm done with ally, and I'm done with check your privilege, and I will talk about that more when we actually do this podcast. So.
Excellent. This is something I'm actually, looking forward to is actually the right term to use. Well, actually, if we're going to do a quick plug, Cosmo Rules on Twitter did a nice write-up about coming from similar places I am yesterday.
Yeah, it was really good.
I don't have the link handy because I didn't think that far ahead, but if you find them, you can find it.
Cosmo Rules.
Cosmo
Cosmo.
Rules.
C-O-S.
Yeah, Josh.
Cosmo.
Is it Cosmo or Cosmos?
Cosmos.
Oh, Cosmos.
Cosmos Rules. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Josh. Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
Josh, actually, nice guy. I shared a room with him. Yeah.
Ooh.
We should have done that.
Technically true, yes. Well, if... Should I ask what that laugh was about?
He said, as though it implied something, which it doesn't.
I was on the floor.
Well, he did say that he was
Making it in bed.
I did
non-practicing.
get the whole bed to myself. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
He did say that he was non-practicing.
Non-practicing bisexual.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy.
Do you need a minute?
No, I might.
No.
Yeah.
You
God.
need a smoke.
I do, but that's, to be fair, I always need a smoke.
True.
Well, is there anything else about PAX? Anything on the lighter side of PAX you want to mention?
Lighter side was that I'm really proud of a lot of different indie developers. They seem so important to me in that I think that we're becoming, and this is the sticky note that I was going to put on
Excellent.
Thompson's community development, like, cynicism, and I totally understand it, because 90% of people who develop from the community are not indie developers. They're not developers, right?
Yeah.
And so you end up with a lot of crap. No, and that's okay. That's fine. That's every medium. That's everything.
Well, for every
Writing,
DayZ and Counter-Strike, you end up
everything,
with, a lot of not
Have you
those.
seen what you can do to things in Skyrim? It's horrible.
Snap into a Slim Jim. That's all I'm gonna say.
Sorry, continue, Maya.
Yeah, sorry.
You replace the dragon sound effects with Macho Man Randy Savage.
I did see that.
I saw that, yeah.
That was awesome. And I couldn't see it, and it was just coming in. It was amazing. Anyway, I
Oh,
love.
the Macho Man's landing!
The off-camera comments are just...
Yeah.
To be fair, that's the other side of the community, is that you get things that nobody else would ever make.
Yeah, that's true.
and that's actually kind of precious in a lot of ways, right? We all cherish a lot of those things. But I'm really, really proud of the fact that this PAX, more than any, I was able to look at the community and see how readily available, how accessible making games and making something that you love is to the general public. That hasn't never happened before. It's never been a real thing. there have been a pockets of people who are willing to dedicate their lives to doing it. But now we're coming into an era that is entirely different, and anybody can sit down and make a game. And you don't even need to have a passion for games to make one. You just need to have a passion for the thing you want to create.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. That's beautiful. And so I think that the more community development can happen within like sort of shitty mods, the more people. Imagine if at the age of 8, any of us in this room, in these rooms, had access to what's available to 8-year-olds today.
Oh yeah.
In terms of meth, all the meth. In terms of thanks, that was awful. You just ruined my entire beautiful speech. But in terms of like creation and the encouragement to make games, I think we would have some pretty beautiful things, and I don't think we have them right now. And I think like in the future we will. And so for me, this PAX, the really lighthearted aspect, apart from the harassment, was
not lighthearted at all.
Like Towerfall, the PAX 10 in general, games like Towerfall, Lovers and Dangerous Space Time, Badland, all those upstairs got attention, even though they weren't downstairs on the main floor. People were coming up, people were talking about the games. They were really excited to meet developers, and like Towerfall tournament was heartwarming beyond heartwarming. Like it was unbelievably beautiful that we had so many people up there so excited to play the game, and I think we were the loudest booth. Like easily the loudest booth. The huge crowd, yeah, absolutely. That was us having this huge tournament, and it was just like unexpected and beautiful, and I've never heard so much laughing at a booth. Like I think the only other game that would have gotten that much laughs out of it would be like Quap 2-player versus, like something ridiculous. And here we are with what's the thing? Here we are with Towerfall being this like couch play awesome game, and I'm really looking forward to more people just making more stuff like that. Like,
that and Samurai Gun.
Samurai Gun was this fiasco of Ben Kuchera saying it was game of the convention before the convention, and then poor Bo was just inundated with people and didn't know. Like, there needs to be like a contract people sign before they enter. Like, Ben Kuchera has to be like, I will give you 4 booth workers before naming this to a game of the convention, because I've never seen a more tired individual than Bo during the show. So Samurai Gun, Towerfall, even like Blambeer downstairs, Octodad, like a bunch of stuff in the back, stuff I had never seen, in the Mega Indie booth that was just blowing me away. So, heartwarming, like beyond heartwarming.
So I guess my counterpoint to that is the fact that with Arma 3, like all of the content right now is community. Whereas, like with these indie developers, which are super, super awesome, having access to Unity, having access to these tools, that is super, super great. I just don't want my game to be entirely Macho Man Randy Savage flying in for the sky. And
I could use an entire game of Macho Man
Why
Randy
hasn't that
Savage.
been a game?
Yeah, let's make that game.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If that's the point, hell yeah.
Well,
I think with a serious game like Arma, with something as heavy as Arma is on the production side, just visually and like mechanics wise, it needs a campaign, or it needs something that was made by a professional.
Absolutely. Or, well, not necessarily a professional, but it could be somebody who is, so into it, like somebody with that experience, somebody with, like there was a mod that I saw, or community package I saw with people from a forward operating base, with like complete audio, real stuff, like having that together and having that in a mod, and that was, something like that is extremely cool, but the general population, not so much. I'm ignoring you as much as possible.
I'm listening and making fishy faces.
So
many amazing fishy faces, I might add. But
just still making the fishy faces.
Basically, as basically the ability to make video games becomes increasingly agnostic and open to everybody, there is going to be a wider gulf between the cream of the crop, which might well be experienced developers, and the guys who are just doing it for larks or because they can, and somewhere in between is going to be where a lot of people end up just making a game not because they wanted to make a game, but because they wanted it's simply a new medium by which you can express yourself.
And that's where I come in, and that's where I review things and blow stuff up.
I like when you review things and blow things up.
Mm-hmm.
I greatly enjoy when you blow things up.
It's somewhat popular. Not really,
Not really.
but somewhat.
We'll make it more popular. Don't worry.
How big is your YouTube, sir?
No, we don't really have a YouTube.
No,
We
we don't really have much of anything.
don't have anything yet. But the video of him blowing shit up is actually really awesome.
Yay.
It's really awesome. Well, it's an iPhone, and I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you. I gotta
Thanks.
show it to him. I
It's
haven't shown it to him yet.
this.
It's really good.
It's right here.
That's never actually visible in these
Oh.
videos.
Yeah.
I can see it. It says ADP.com. Also, there's the iPhone. Holy shit.
Look at this beautiful screen.
Holy shit. Check that shit out. Look at that. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Look at that.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
That's
Oh
what you
dear.
can
careful.
Please, for the love of God,
Watch
don't
your
trip on
wires,
any of the
watch your
cables.
wires.
The golf club. I hope everything comes cascading off.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Apple, take you and your iPhone 5S. We don't want our fingerprints.
That was my old 3GS, but close enough.
No, iPhone 5. It was an iPhone 5.
No,
Okay, well, I need to head out soon.
that's fair. Well, we just breached an hour, although this is actually going to be slightly shorter than that, considering there was all that horse shit at the end.
Horse shit at the beginning of us figuring our shit out. How dare we?
That's why you just put
Damn
that
the
at the
pants.
Like I did with the last one. And I probably will with this one.
Well, censor as need be.
I will make it rain.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the context we use?
end. Do I have? I don't have anything available to make it rain.
I got nothing. All right. Well,
That's the gift.
Oh, it's perfect.
things to look forward to then.
Octodad is definitely something I want to play.
I was actually talking about things we were going to put out in the next week.
Oh,
but,
shit, no.
I mean, sure.
Oh, well, we're publishing Octodad now, apparently.
Nice.
Sweet. Don't
Holy
tell
your heart
Phil.
out.
I don't think I can afford P-Tibs.
Yeah, P-Tips is kind of crazy.
But yeah, I think you guys are making some more reviews, right?
Yeah, basically this. But sometime on Monday and or Wednesday, I'm going to do a thing on Brothers 2, which is the last game I played that we never got to.
Yeah. We got a trial run receiver coming up
Finally. We recorded that like 2 months ago.
a long time ago. So we're going to try to make it so that...
There's a bit less of a gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then...
Of course, there's this.
Yeah, there's this. And we were going to do a couple more video reviews, but...
You can't say this because... Anyway.
yeah. It's meta.
It will be out in the week in which we speak of.
You are watching it right now. But anyway...
Oh, wait. Sorry, there's actually 0 point in friggin' saying what we're putting out this week, considering it will all be out by the time they hear this.
Yeah, that's what I said. What's the point? Anyway.
Sorry, ignore me completely.
Done.
Yeah.
So, Alex.
Yeah, so the video reviews are going to take a little bit of a backseat for now.
But you're talking ITR? And you scored a review?
Indie Squared review, just because I need to get my shit together. But after that, like for the meantime, we'll do a bunch of trial runs. We'll do videos. I've got a couple Let's Plays filmed already, like 2 different Let's Plays that we need to go through and edit. So those will be fun and interesting, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, the Monaco one will be for sure. That one was just absolute chaos.
trying to put on pants on camera.
I was going to say, are you having issues?
Yay, I did it. Yay.
Yay.
Come on.
Yay, pants.
Well, really, is that...
Hold on, everybody take your pants off.
Yeah.
Okay, done.
I was going to say, is that
No, okay, us.
Is that
We got a table in the way.
is that the stance that we really want to take? Yay, pants.
Nay pants?
Nay, pants.
Nay pants.
Pants suck.
No pants.
No pants.
No pants party. Anyway, okay, let's fucking end this.
Okay.
Where
for watching,
where
guys.
can people find us?
Okay, I'm at ADP_Thompson
On Twitter.
on Twitter.
I am Tycho2501 on Twitter.
I am B_Cattell on Twitter.
Everybody knows where the hell you are, but for
I
this...
am at Lego Butts. Lego like the
I should
brick,
point out that I...
and butt like the you sit on.
Alright, and...
It's a plural. Because Lego Butt's some dude.
Really?
Butts, plural, is me.
Huh.
Honestly, I don't know how I'd feel about you being a singular butt.
I don't think it's appropriate.
No.
No.
I think I encompass many butts.
I think you are the alpha and omega of butts.
I
Absolutely.
may be the alpha and omega of butts.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And of course, you can find all the crap we do at adp.co. That will change, as will the website. We're harassing our, developers.
Yeah. Soon. Hopefully soon. We've been
Yeah.
talking about it for like the last 3 podcasts, but soon.
3 months.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've got some stuff I'm going to write eventually, and it's going to go up, and I'm going to feel really good about it once it does. But it's
We all look
my
forward.
emotional brain. So.
It'll happen when it happens. We all look forward to the day.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you again, Maya, for joining us. This is ADP signing off.
Bye.
Bye.